Hi there, Laura here. Today I am going to be doing an update on my hashtag teamprojectpan. So this will be my very first update after my introduction. And I first saw this idea from Hayley and Kirsten, who are Australian, and they've both got channels which I'll link down below, and they're doing this hashtag as a rolling year-long seasonal project pan, and they've invited anyone who wants to join in. And if you just put hashtag teamprojectpan into the search thing, you'll find a whole lot of different people who are doing this project. And also, I haven't been here for a couple of weeks because I have been away on holiday. So we went camping at the beach, which was really nice, and we were there for 12 days, and we only had like 1.5 days where it was a little bit rainy. The rest of the time was really, really nice, and just lying around the beach and going swimming and reading books and just having a nice relaxing time. So, and there was no Wi-Fi, so I didn't do any social media stuff or anything, so it was a real good break. And it is really hot. We are now going through a heat wave now that we're back from the beach, and it is really hot here. So I am not wearing foundation today. I have got some makeup on, but the foundation would just sweat off because it is so hot in here, and I've had to close the door because just to keep the noise out. So yeah, it's getting hotter and hotter in here, so I'm going to try and make this fairly quick. So I'm going to start off with the first thing on my list. What I've done is I've made a list of the things that are in my project pan, and I have been marking every time I use them. Now, I didn't mark what I used today because I forgot. And I also was going to mark all my products, but I brought my pen in and to do the marking, and now I've lost it and I can't find it anywhere, and I can't find another one anywhere. So I will mark them when I find the pen after this. So I just want to get on with the video before it gets even hotter and I just can't film it all. So I'm going to start off with the primer. So I'm going to go down through my list so I don't miss anything. So I had the Maybelline Super primer in my project pan, and the mark has come off. So I think I'm going to need to use nail polish or something just to make sure the marks don't come off. And I was up to about there. I haven't weighed it, but I have I'm making a guess. So my guess is that we're down to about here now. So it was up to there, and now we're up to about there. And I have used this 5, 10, 15 times in the last month. And because while we were camping in that, I hardly ever used any foundation because it was just too hot. And same with the foundation. I hardly used that in the last couple of weeks because it's just too hot to put it on. So this is the Maybelline Super 24-hour makeup. And last time I was here with this one. And you should be able to see that I'm right down here. You can see through the glass bottle there. So I've used a little bit, so it's about down to there. And the other colour was about down to here, and on the other side of the bottle you can see I'm about down to there. So I've actually used more of this sand colour than I have of the soft beige because it's summer, so I'm getting a bit more colour. So I've been using more of the sand and less of the soft beige. I never get completely sand though because I just never get that dark. And then the next thing on my list, I forgot to say how often I use it. So I used both of the foundations because I use them together. I've used them both 5, 10, 12 times this month. I have used some other foundations, and I have, as I said, not been wearing it that much. My LA Girl concealer, this is the one I use on my face. This is in light ivory. So way back last year when I first started, I was way up here, and then I was down to here, and then I was down to here. And then when I started at the beginning of January, I was here for 2019. And now, if I'm up to about here. So I was there and now I'm down here. So I will mark that when I figure out what I've done with my pen, or I'll use something else. But my other one, which is in porcelain, which I use under my eyes, which I have been actually using a lot. So I've used this one here. I actually use them both the same amount. So I've used them 15 times altogether, both of them. And unless you count today, and then it's 16. So this one here I was up to, I figured it was about there, because you can't really see in these containers very well. But it hasn't really gone down, even though I've used it 15 times. So I don't know whether that mark there was completely accurate, but it hasn't really gone down. So. And my Rimmel Stay Matte powder that I have been using, I have used 5, 10, 15, 18 times this month. And I'll show you what it looks like in the picture. And I have actually hit pan on this. So this is what it looks like now. I haven't been using this on its own. So what I've been doing is I've been using a loose powder and I've been putting it in there and then mixing them together, because I've got my Maybelline loose powder is a white powder and it's just a bit too white. So I've been mixing it with that. But I have hit pan, so that's quite good. And my setting spray, my NYX setting spray, I used 15 times and it is now empty. So there's nothing left in here. So it's gone. So I've actually got an empty for after a month, but then there wasn't that much left in there. I was up to about there and now it's gone. And then we go on to my Models Prefer Contour Kit, and in this kit I was going to use one of the contouring colours and a highlighter colour. So I have completely finished the highlighter colour here. That's all gone. It was a matte kind of skin tone one, and I'm using this contour powder. I'd previously already used up this one, so I'm using this one. So I've hit pan in this one now. And I've gone on to using this one here. There's my highlighter powder. And we'll get into the exciting part, which is the eyeshadows. So in this one, it's got eyeshadow and I've got the blush and the contour, no, the blush and the bronzer and the highlighter that I have been using. And this palette, I'd hardly used it all before I put it in this project. So I was keen to get some use out of it. And so I have actually been doing pretty well. So I have hit pan on the bronzer and I have hit pan on the highlighter. I haven't hit pan on the blush. I had a tiny bit of pan when I started on this one here, but not because I'd used it, but because it had a hard plastic cover on it and it got stuck in there and took some of the shadow out. But I have expanded that. I have been using that quite a lot, and I've got some nice dips in this one. And I've been using the purples and the blues, and I will insert some pictures of a few of the looks that I used this month using this palette. I've been using this palette a lot and enjoying it. A couple of colours really surprised me. This colour here, which is basically a brown, but it's a really nice brown to go with those purples, as well as this brown. They're both really nice and surprised me. I've got the greens on today, as well as this brown here, and a bit of cream, and I've got the dark brown over some brown eyeliner there, and I've used these two blues quite a lot. There's still some colours in here that I haven't really touched. Like I haven't touched this one, I haven't touched any of these ones, which doesn't surprise me. So I'm doing well with that, but because I've been doing well with that, I have not been doing very well with this because I've hardly used this. So I'll tell you how many times I've been using this. So, did I tell you how many times I used the contour palette? No, I forgot. So the contour palette in here I have used 5, 10, 15, 18 times since the beginning of the month. And the highlighter in here I have used 18 times. The blush I have used 15 times. The bronzer I have used 18 times. And the eyeshadows, I just count every time I used an eyeshadow, I just put it down as, so whenever I did a look and I used this palette, that was one time. No matter how many eyeshadows I used in it, it was still just one time. So I have used this 5, 10, 15 times in the last month. And this one I have only used 5, 6, 7 times in the last month. And mostly in support of the other palette. So I have used this colour and this colour and these two browns mostly. A couple of times I used the pinks as well. But so this isn't showing very much difference from last time because I haven't used it that much. And my Maybelline Colour Tattoo in, what colour is this? Barely Branded. I keep forgetting to use. So I have only used this 4 times, but even though I've only used it 4 times, I have actually got to the bottom, and that surprised me. So I have actually hit pan on that, even though I've only used it 4 times. And the other thing I haven't used that much is the Designer Brands Gold Liquid Eyeliner. Is another thing that I keep forgetting to use, so I have used this 4 times, so one more than, nope, the same amount of time as I've used the other one. So that was up to about there. This is another one I can't really see exactly where it is, and I'm not really sure to be able to tell you exactly where it is now. You can't really see in it, but the glitter starts getting a lot thicker about here. So I haven't just used it as an eyeliner. I have a couple of times just used it as an eyeliner, and a couple of times I've used it all over my lid, so I have used it. And the other thing that I have been using is my L'Oreal Paris pomade in Chantel, and this is what that looks like now. And the fragrance I have been using this tons and tons, just about every day. I feel like I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 22 days plus today. And so we were up to about there last time, and I've only used this much for all those days. So it's going to take a while to get through. And also this one here, the Japanese Cherry Blossom, these are both Body Shop ones. I've only used this one 9 times. And I use this one at night and the other one during the day because this one's quite a heavy fragrance. It's just a bit too heavy for during the day at the moment. So you can't really tell because it was up to there. And it's pretty much up to there still. So you can't, there's hardly any missing out of there. And oh, I forgot my NATO blush. Now I had a bit of a disaster with my NATO blush. It fell apart on me, so I tried to repress it, and it was an epic fail. So it's looking a bit of a mess now, but I'm still using it. And I have used that this month 5, 10, 15, 16 times. So I often use the pink one and this one, because the pink one is quite light, and I use this one for a bit more depth. And another one that I had a fail on was, hang on, I just got to grab that, was this nail polish. Now I stuck this rose nail polish in, the CR Curio, and thinking, oh, I'll see how often I use it. I used it once, had to do 3 coats, and it was still streaky, and I don't like it. So I'm actually going to declutter that. I'm not going to carry on with that. And I'm not going to replace this because I am now doing a nail polish use it up thing. I can't remember what I called it. But, yeah, so a polish pan or something. So I've changed my mind about what I'm doing with my nail polish, so I'm not going to replace that into this one because I'm doing something else with nail polish now. And my lipstick, I haven't been using as much pink lipstick as I was, so I was up to here before. And it's a bit uneven, so I am hitting the plastic bit on that side, but there's still a bit on that side, so you can see it has gone down, but not a whole heck of a lot. But it won't take that long to use it up. But what I have been using a lot is my Stay Matte Rimmel liquid lipstick. So I've been using this a whole lot, and it was way up here when I first started using it. And it's hard to tell exactly how much is in there, but there's air in the bottle here. So it's about down to there. It may be a little bit higher if you count all the stuff that's on the sides, but I've been using this a lot, so I've been enjoying that colour. And been using my L'Oreal Paradise Ecstatic mascara. This is starting to dry out. I'm having trouble getting a lot on my lashes. You can see there's a little bit on the end of the brush there, but there's not that much. There's not that much left. So that's just about done for, I think. I might try putting a few eye drops in there and see if I can get any more out, but I think that's just about done. So next update, that'll be gone, I think. And the lip gloss, I have, oh, I keep forgetting to tell you how many times I've used stuff. So the lipstick in Juicy Pink, the Maybelline one, I have used 9 times. But the Rimmel one I have used 5, 10, 15, 18 times. The lip gloss I have used 15 times. So that was right up there, and now you can see it's down to there. The mascara I have used 5, 10, 15, 16 times. I've used this. Did I tell you how often I'd use this one? 5, 10, 15, 18. So 18 times for quite a few things. So I must have done my makeup at least 18 times this month. So that is my project pan, and now I have to think about what I'm going to replace this with, and if I want to do anything apart from that one. So I had to think about what I want to do, and so for a setting spray, I'm just going to replace it with another setting spray. So I'll get rid of that one, and I'm going to put in my Revlon Sport Fix Extra Hold Makeup Setting Spray, Fixing Spray, because I think I'm going to need extra hold at the moment because it's just so hot. And because it's been so hot and I have not been using my foundation because there's no point in putting it on, what I've been doing is, and I've been using this mineral foundation from L'Oreal, the True Match Minerals. I haven't been using it like a mineral foundation where you buff it into the skin. I've just been doing a light dusting just to set my face a bit so that I can use other powder products like the blush and things, and without it sticking it on my face, so it will sort of blend smoothly. So I'm going to put this in for the summer, for the rest of the summer, because there will be some days where I want to use the foundation, but at the moment it's just too hot to bother with foundation, so I'm going to put that in instead. And so I will mark where that is up to, so you can see we're just at the bottom of where the stopper goes in there. And this one is full, so I haven't actually used this at all, like twice or something, because I haven't had it very long. So I'm going to use this one up. And so that is my update for January #teamprojectpan. And I'll see you next time. Bye.